Good morning, everyone. This is Jynnette The Oracle. Welcome to Oracle Talks. Today, we are going to be doing the November all zodiac signs tarot messages. So this will be guidance for all 12 zodiac signs, starting with Aries and going all the way through Pisces. I will be getting timestamps and putting those in at the end so that, when you return to this, or if you're watching the recording, you can jump to the particular sign or signs that you're interested in listening to. First off, some quick announcements. The November 2026 astrology report is now up on the website, on the blog page specifically. So I put the link in the description so you can check that out. It has guidance for both personal and for personal use, as well as for entrepreneurs to rely on. So I give a breakdown for overview for the month. I also provide a listing of all of the transits for the month so that you can track those as well if you like to get a little bit more specific and nitty gritty into the astrology. And then for each of the personal planet transits, there is the specific personal as well as entrepreneur kind of business insight and guidance for those as well afterwards. So it's a pretty comprehensive report, which I provide every month. So definitely check that out and make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. Again, you can find that ability to subscribe in the information below. And you can always be on the listing for that. 1 second. Okay. Making sure my computer is fine. Last week, if you were here, you remember the stream shut down and my computer restarted. So hopefully that won't happen this time. But if not, I was able to jump back on. It was fine. But we'll see. We'll see what happens today. 1 sec. Other announcements. Oh, I did provide some resources for those of us here in the US who are affected by the shenanigans going on with the SNAP/EBT benefits. So check that information out in the description below. And also feel free to share any resources that are specific to your state or location that may be beneficial to others. When I provide resources, unless it's something specific to me, like local midterm elections or something like that, I try to provide something that's more universal that everybody can have access to, and it's not region specific. That's just a choice that I make. But if you have regional or state specific information that you want to share to help everybody else who may also be struggling, please do comment that below, and I'll be sure to propagate that info on the community posts and in future newsletters. Welcome to folks who are coming in. Let us know where you're joining from, what you might be sipping on. All right. Say hello when you come into the space. And I believe that is it for announcements. I do have the next week schedule set up in terms of sessions. So if you want to book a session with me, you can check that out. Now it actually has been updated. So you can book a session if you want. Again, link is in the information below, in the description below, I mean. But yeah, I think that is it. For me today, I'm joining you from a cloudy Southern California, and I'm drinking Earl Grey tea. But let's get into it, because I don't have a lot of time today, or at least this morning, because I have other sessions to get to. So Aries, we're going to start with you. All right, your card is the Fool card. In this deck, it's an egg, but this represents the Fool in traditional tarot. So why is this coming up for Aries for this month? The Fool, of course, represents new beginnings. It represents potential and potentiality. But the driving force behind that does seem to be your spirit. It's pointing you to pay attention to the potential for certain things, or the fact that you are in the position of a new beginning. Now, this new beginning could literally be the completion of a period of a lot of transition that you've gone through, so that you are having an ending of transition and are now beginning like this new phase of life, whatever that is. Um, I mean, I think that kind of is always the thing, because our new beginnings are always after transition of an end. So there's that. So this potentiality does relate to work and money in particular. So for the Aries out there, if you are having frustrations at, actually, it's not, I mean, it could be at work, but if you could be having frustrations with an authority figure or authority in general, in the workplace, in a department or whatever, you do actually have the potential and the ability, and a potential opportunity to make a shift that will positively impact your money down the road. So if you've been getting the nudge around that, then this will be a confirmation. So this isn't a reactionary energy. This is very purposeful and intentional. So you got to move smart with that. But other than that, I'm not getting anything else. I mean, relationship energy feels good. It feels really balanced. There's no stuff there, if you will. I think this is actually more of a money thing, and possibly a frustration cascading from that, which could relate to just work in general, or like larger purpose connected to work. So again, if there's been issues or contention around that, ultimately what you can do is use that frustration, that ending point, if you will, to get to a place of recognizing that you do have the potential to change things, and the door is open for that for you at this time. Okay. But that seems to be it for you. So we're gonna move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus, you have the Magician. So the Magician is the one who has all the forces available to him or to them in the universe, and is choosing and directing where, when, and how to use those forces. So this seems to be a new stage of self-awareness, soul awareness, empowerment. It's a really good place to be for you. It's interesting because I think you've gone as far as you can go where you are in terms of money. That feels like like you reached that limit. And it seems to be a bit of a block or stagnancy or lack of movement in relationships. There is a lot of love there, but the lack of, I guess, kind of progression doesn't really have anything to do with you. It's what the other person is dealing with. Whatever the other person is dealing with seems to be related to money. But again, the relationship you have is with them is good. Like there's no drama or issues there. So what else is there then for you? What do you want to do with this potential? it seems like the creativity is actually what's popping up. There's a drive for engaging with more of that. And it's probably more so, there's something very specific that you are to focus on this month, whether it is literally like one specific thing or one specific area. But regardless, it is focus. It is a direction to put your attention. Because, yeah, it really is, again, with the work and money stuff, it's like this is the best that it can be right now, or that it is right now. And for relationship stuff, speaking for relationships, more so romantic, not so much family. I mean, family you seem to be cool on, meaning like neutral, maybe possibly apathetic about. But relationship stuff, it's their stuff that they're dealing with. But ultimately, like, that is good because you're helping to keep that spark alive as well. But the creativity is where the focus needs to be. That's the opportunity, and that's where this magician energy, so to speak, needs to be used. Okay, Gemini. Welcome to folks coming in. Please say hello. Let me know where you're joining from and what you're sipping on. Gemini, you have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands that can talk about a burden, that can talk about oppression, but also the 10s represent coming to the end of a particular stage. So it's like you're either starting the end or in the process of ending. The new beginning, so to speak, hasn't arrived yet because that would be the ace. Okay, so the sense I'm getting with this is that you are in the process of an ending. And it either has like, you're really at the tail end or it's going to be completing this month. But it's got you looking at or sitting in that place of, okay, what comes next? What do I do next? Which, even though emotionally may be tough, it's actually a great place to be because it puts you in the position of creativity and visionary behavior. So this ending, for some of you, may have actually been romantic relationship. I don't see this being an ending within the family construct. So if it's relationship stuff, it looks like it is a romantic relationship and it's contentious ending. Unfortunately, like, it's not. I mean, endings are always tough, but this is battle. This is arguments. This is drama and a lot of heartbreak. Possibly some betrayal. If that ending is not related to relationship, then the ending is related to a job. So maybe you actually got laid off or just found out that you're going to be laid off this month, like this is going to be your final month, or that, it'll be through the end of the year, or like it might be a couple months out, but there's like a timeline for if it hasn't just happened, if it hasn't just been announced, or you've just been notified and it's going to be occurring like in an immediate sense, then it's happening in a relatively near future. Now, this could also be something as simple as like if you work for yourself and you work on contracts, your contract could be ending and you've been in a position where, and also possibly with this client, where the contract has been renewed, but this time around, they're not going to be renewing the contract. So that could also like coincide with the ending of the relationship. You know, because maybe y'all had a develop a rapport over time. It could, again, it'd be a contentious ending to the relationship between the two of you or them, you and client, or they could be dealing with a bigger issue that they're battling, and they just can't, they don't have the resources to devote to renewing the contract. Take it as it resonates. But endings for sure for Gemini. That's what you are facing and dealing with. But again, the focus for you is to actually think about what's next, where you want to go next. And the door is wide open, which can be tough if you don't have a through line for what that means and looks like for you. But I think you do. I think you do. So in the midst of all of this, because it feels like there's this stuff, whatever the ending is going to be taking a lot of attention and focus. But the guidance is actually to focus on what's next, not with trying to preserve or whatever for the ending. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, Cancer. Doing pretty good on time. Cancer, we have Queen of Swords for you. Hope the video's been good. I haven't been paying attention to, I'm assuming I haven't stopped or there's been no issue. So, but of course, if something happens, please let me know in the comments. All right. Cancer. So the Queen of Swords, this is very much giving focus. This Queen of Swords is intently focused. It's relaxed, but intently focused on something. What that is, obviously, is going to be dependent on you. Similar to Aries, there's a sense of maybe Aries and Taurus, but having gone as far as you can go in a particular area and needing to, or in certain aspects of life and needing to focus on what's next. And not just with thought, but with action. Let's see what's going on for you. Okay, so as because I know this is top of mind for many folks, money/work, because those two things are inevitably tied. And when I say work, obviously I blend working for someone else and working for yourself. For those who are new to me. So work looks like it is a tough situation. And juxtaposed with that, the potential and the abundance available to you financially is there and it's in flow. So to enable the to develop a basket to gather that those resources and things. There actually has to be less of a focus on working for other, which also could mean serving other, and more so leaning into the things that quote unquote seemingly serve you. Because that's actually where the flow is. Flow and abundance is from you. So you have to, this might be a thing, and I'm with the Cancer, just water energy in general, there might be a tendency to blur the tapping into things that bring you financial abundance that help other people as being like okay to pursue, whereas focusing on those things that purely light you up and bring you joy and don't necessarily have an apparent benefit for others may be a place where you struggle or like have to reconcile, depending on your personality. Now, if that's not the case for you, it's not the case for you. But if it's coming up, like, it needs to be addressed. But regardless, like wherever money is coming from regularly, that avenue is just, it's not doing it, and it's not ultimately the long-term path. That's not where the abundance and the flow is. The abundance and the flow is, again, related to those things that are unique to you, or blessings, and that actually feed you and that make you happy, whether or not on the surface it seems like or appears like or is valued as important to others or beneficial to others if you're more of a service-oriented person. So it's something to keep in mind. Now, I also see, so there's tough energy with work, but again, the abundance is not tied to work, it's tied to you. I also see toughness in creative energy as well. But again, it's similar to the work stuff. So there might be rules or constraints that, so, okay, this is the broader message then. So for Cancer, which is probably why this focus energy is here and why you have the Queen of Swords rather than the Queen of Waters sitting above the clouds, is this pervading thing of the imposition of constraints onto your unbridled energy in your flow, and actually what is on your heart, what actually lights you up just for you, whether or not it actually benefits others or fits what works for others. Is your work this month. But the work isn't to like try to figure out the why and like do a lot of deconstruction. It's really literally just to focus and to take action on your soul power. Like that's really it. For relationships, that's contentious. That's giving drama. Whether you're dating or you are in a committed relationship with someone, it's giving drama. I don't have any. There's no relief in the relationship space for you this month. For those of you who are, I don't want to take too long, y'all. Single/dating. I would say you're having an inability to connect in a deeper way or are engaging with folks who actually can't meet you where you want to meet, but the issue is internal rather than other. Like, it's for Cancer this month, it's not the external. The external is not actually the issue. It's internal, but again, it's not something that's wrong with you. It's just, can you be selfish this month? And the selfishness is, can you take that leap of faith into your own joy? That's the message. I'll leave it. All right, Leo. I don't need to go deeper. Leo, you have what's this card in the deck? This is Temperance. You have Temperance. It's interesting. The word that's coming through for this card is impermanence. And I don't think I've actually had this ever come through with this particular card, regardless of the deck that's being used. So I find that interesting. So it seems like impermanence is coming up because there's a deeper level of acceptance of change. Oh, interesting. Ooh, Leo. This is good. Oh, hello, Debbie. Welcome, welcome. I'm assuming you are Virgo, given the Virgo sign there on next to your name. Welcome. Virgo will be next. We're on Leo right now. Let me know where you're joining from and what, if anything, you are sipping on. I'm joining from cloudy California, and I'm drinking Earl Grey tea. Also, for everyone else, please do say hello, invite your energy into the space. If you are new here, please do subscribe to my channel. Help me out, get your girl to 1,000 subscribers. And please do like the video, comment, share. All those things help to spread this throughout the YouTube ecosystem. You know how these algorithms work. All right, so interesting though for you, Leo, this acceptance piece of the material world and spirit, and at your core, at your nature, not being at war with the material world. Okay. So this message is very specifically, I mean, the others two are relatively spiritual, but a lot of more real world things. This is specifically a spirit message for you, Leo, at a very deep soul level, like spiritual wisdom coming through about how often in some spiritual discussions, traditions across the board, this idea that the world is illusion, it's fake, and you want to ultimately discard it as if it's something that is not good, not perfect, not something to be loved and to be appreciated. And the I know it can be a very nuanced conversation, but more often than not, I would say, there's a very kind of insidious devaluation of reality as we know it in favor of the spirit, or that, so reality as that which is a changing thing, in favor of spirit, which is the unchanging. When these two are in a sacred marriage and they are the children of, so Shiva Shakti are the children of that which is beyond, that which has no name, the great no thing, right? I think that is what has actually, that's what's being implemented into you, and you're being asked to consciously engage with the implementation of that wisdom, of that acceptance this month, because it's actually that insight, that revelation, and in fact, I would actually call this a spiritual liberation, has occurred, and it's coming to conscious awareness for this month. This is very beautiful, very powerful, Leo. Okay. There is this is one of many reasons why I really don't like the divine feminine, divine masculine binary language that we have, regardless of context, regardless of tradition, culture. Because it does create this split, and there actually is no split. There is no separation. There is no better or less than with energy, power, the stuff of the universe, Shakti itself, right? And the spirit, the consciousness, the divine essence that mediates and moves it and wills it to behave in a certain kind of way, even though energy also has its own wisdom. But you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, that's the message for you. So if you need something to meditate on this month, then meditate on that. But the sky's the limit in terms of how the deeper acceptance of that can really bleed into and play into all aspects of life: work, money, relationships, creative expression, joy, playfulness, spiritual development, right? Oh, you're new to the channel. Welcome, Debbie. It's great to have you. Joining from Houston, Texas. Houston in the house. Sipping on hazelnut coffee. Ooh, I like it. What brand for the hazelnut flavoring? I am a tea and coffee connoisseur, so you will find someone over here who really does love their beverages. So feel free to share about the drinks in more detail. All right, thank you for that, Leo. I really love that and appreciate it, and I receive it, even though that message wasn't on the surface for me, but I receive it. Okay, Virgo. We have Green Mountain. Okay, nice. We have Ace of Pentacles for you, Virgo. I'm gonna try really, really hard to be done by 10 because I have to do a session at 10. Okay, so Virgo, Ace of Pentacles for you. Okay, so Virgo, I'm getting the phrase second life. So the feeling I have is of you've gotten a new wind. So if you've ever, been working out for a while and you're just trying to break through that wall, or running on a track and you're just trying to break through that invisible barrier. And then when you get to that, it's there's a second wind that comes through. That's what this feels like. So there's very much a sense of okay, you've got it. You have clarity now about things that were kind of nebulous before, whether that was your mind sabotaging you, or just dealing with the fear body, survival body, fight or flight, or freeze or fawn, all those things that very much have been coming up, I'm sure, for everyone, especially here in the US, given the political landscape. So, but yeah, clarity is here, focus is here. But this feels more yang fire energy compared to the Cancer focus. It's you're ready to go. The second wind is there. So financial flow potential is there. I see at least a shift for steady work, if that has been I'll say this: steady work continues. It may not necessarily be connected to what you ultimately want to do. There might have to be some shifts there, but there at least will be steady work. Money will start to shift and kind of like balance out if it's been kind of all over the place. I can see you taking the reins and making sure that that happens this month. But in general, I feel like there is more of a flow there. So I think you'll be fine overall. Again, even if like, at least for this month, you're not doing what you ultimately want to do. I think in terms of relationships, you might be at a crossroads with someone. There's a potential for things to go deeper, but intuitively, I don't think, well, intuitively, speaking for your intuition, I think you see that this person is actually not capable of going deeper. They are guarded in their heart, their deeper emotions. I would advise you just letting that go. You don't need to keep rescuing. It's fine. They'll be okay. All right, moving on to Libra. Gotta keep pushing. All right, Libra, you have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups for you. So another 10. So Gemini had the 10 of Pentacles. So again, 10s represent getting to the completion of a cycle. So it is an ending. 10 of Cups is an ending, but this is a more pleasant ending compared to the 10 of Wands, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna rattle off because I gotta keep on the time, but let me get through like everything that's coming through. So money wise, you do need to conserve your resources. Resources are tight. Resources are tight though because your inner world is tight. Like you are in survival body, so you are actually going to have to actively work on mitigating, neutralizing survival body so you can be back in energetic flow for yourself and ease the tension. But yeah, for right now, money is tight, so conserve. Okay. For relationships, it does look like you're actually about to enter into a new phase, but that new phase is in part going to be really more so initiated or catalyzed by your partner. So it's important for you to stay open and receptive. Work is work. I'm not actually getting a sense that there's going to be necessarily any movement there. You will continue to stay busy, but it does seem like you've reached a pinnacle there for wherever you are. Creative energy is open and flowing though. And that seems like that's actually where you need to be focused. One last thing for work. The environment does feel contentious, not necessarily directed specifically to you, but the energy there is contentious this month. So you actually need to take that seriously, both physically and spiritually, and protect yourself, specifically to make sure that you don't miss an opportunity for whatever. because you're so busy, fighting or being distracted by chaos at work. Don't let that distract you actually from an opportunity that's popping up, whatever that is. And it might be like little, quote unquote, little things that happen throughout the month. It could be one big thing. But one thing that might actually be important for you is, if you don't already do this, to start or continue gratitude journaling, to train yourself to pay attention to the ways that gifts and blessings and opportunity are being brought to you regularly. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. All right, Scorpio, moving on. We have Four of Pentacles. So Scorpio, I'm hearing keep your energy to yourself. So the dispersal of your energy needs to be curtailed this month. The dispersal of your energy needs to be curtailed this month. And it also could just be the leaking of your energy needs to be curtailed. You actually do have either some heartbreak, heartache that you're dealing with that you need to address, or health issues that needs to be addressed. So, and it can be handled. But yeah, there's stuff there. You know what? I think this is actually more so relationship and heart stuff. There is some deeper healing that needs to occur. Because like there's a wall that you're hitting in your current relationship. Now, your partner or partners may also be hitting a wall. That's their own journey, but you also are dealing with your own stuff. So there's a deeper level of love for you within you, and healing that needs to occur. And part of this actually might be related to money. It could be stuff that you have around money, whether, dealing with the trauma of poverty or what have you, or whatever. But it's, yeah, this heartbreak, heartache, heart healing, whatever that is. Money and sex, right? Sex and love is one thing for you. But you might have been dealing with all of the other stuff, and that's good. But the other block part, the money part, is what's coming up, and it is actually related to love, or whatever the stuff of the story is around that. So that's a really interesting place for you to be. I don't know that that's actually ever come up for you in the times that I've been doing public messages for your sign. So this is going to be an interesting journey for you. But this wall is there, so this is the call out and affirmation to do that work. All right, Sag. We have Three of Swords for you. So Three of Swords does talk about heartache, heartbreak. Betrayal. Is it self-betrayal, or you betrayed another, though? Or you've been betrayed? Um, yeah, I think it's really, excuse me, I think it's really going to depend. It's really going to depend. I mean, to be honest, I feel like you are dealing with the consequences of your betrayal. Again, whether that's a betrayal you did within yourself, or you betrayed someone else. So it's not, I'm not getting in for most folks that it's somebody betrayed you. I think it's starting with you, whether it's an internal starting with you or an external starting with you. And if it's an external starting with you, the other person has reached their limit and they are moving on. Regardless of internal or external, the starting with you is due to a blocked heart. Oh, am I still here? I saw a flash. So did I pause? Let me know in the comments, y'all. I'm determined to be done by 10 so I can get to my session. So I'll have to circle back if I need to. But yeah, Sagittarius, this is giving me messy energy. But what I can say though, that the devastation almost of whatever this realization is, this is the month where you can actually do the deeper healing work. There's a potential for it. Whether or not you'll do it is on you, because I see a lot of fight, a lot of battle. This may be something that's an ongoing battle that you have with yourself. This may or may not be the month that you have that liberation. I'm not thinking that it is, but this might be the beginning of an important stage of development. It might take a few months, but that's your work. Alrighty. Capricorn. You have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands talks about, it can talk about defending hard-won success. So for deeper context for this, for Seven of Wands, because I don't think that this in general is centered enough, but the defense is not against an old enemy that you've been fighting, right? It's actually a defense against those who were celebrating the success that you had just achieved. So in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, in the Six of Wands, you see a person riding on a horse and there's a crowd around them. And that crowd has the staffs, right? And they're like celebrating, like, oh, you did this thing. And you, even though you're on a horse, if you notice the heights, actually, I don't know if it's a horse, it might be like a donkey or whatever, but the reason why I'm saying it might be different animals, because you're close to their height. Whereas if you see a person on a horse in other cards, they're significantly higher, because that makes sense, but you're still in the vicinity of comfort level for the folks that are celebrating you. In that Seven of Wands, those same people who are celebrating you are now attacking you. You're trying to defend yourself. So that's what this energy is really more so speaking about for Seven of Wands. That's really actually what's encoded there. Is defending against those who seemingly are close to you. And I say seemingly because the closeness is not intimate closeness, it's spectator closeness. Hello, social media. But, it could be work or whatever. Relationship stuff seems fine. Money seems fine. Work seems stressful though. So this is probably in the workplace where this is popping up. So this might actually be a situation where you are looking to progress to the next stage, get a promotion or whatever this is going to look like for you. And essentially, you are coming up against a very blunt experience of, whether directly or indirectly, being told that you have enough, you've gone far enough. Or you actually have gotten to this next level, and the folks who initially like were helping you or like were cool with it, now you are in a position where you have actually surpassed them, and now they have become your enemies. But this feels specifically workplace. But this is something that you need to learn how to deal with, because it's a requirement for where you want to go. Like this is actually part of the process. You don't get to not have this. This is part of the process. This is for everyone. So like, you're not special in this happening to you, and you're not special in being able to avoid it. Sorry if that came out a little harsh, but it is what it is. All right, Aquarius. We have the Queen of Cups. You have Cancer's card. Queen of Cups for you. So this is interesting because this is a card of the emotions. So you are sitting in your emotions, or you are being asked to sit with and sit in your emotions. And it looks like this is coming up because you're actually needing to grapple with and understand the power that these have. Your feelings, your, again, reactionary body, survival mode, etc., runs essentially a lot of your life, like it does for everybody else. Like the two pillars work: the intellect and the feeling. And so this is a month where you have to focus on the other pillar of feeling. How you know that this is playing a factor is where you're getting stuck and feel like you can't make progress in your goals. That stuckness is not it's an internal world thing. It's not an external world thing. So not being able to stay motivated, disciplined, consistent with things, not being able to get things off the ground, not being able to see things through to fruition, shows in that the two pillars of intellect and passion are not strong. And that there's an underlying foundation that actually is in a state of conflict. If you're not already in an existing long-term relationship, I don't see relationships that are, good and beneficial popping up for you. You can play, of course, but if you're already in a relationship, it's going to be difficult for you to connect, but they will be fine. They understand. They'll be going with you through your process. But if you're not with someone and you're looking for someone, this isn't the month where things are going to progress in that area for you. But yeah, this is giving very much like stagnancy and creativity and frustrations around work, but it has everything to do with your internal world. Whether or not you deal with that is on you, because, Aquarius, you are a fixed sign and you are stubborn, like all fixed signs in your own way. You just do not want to deal with this. But it's like, trying to fight and fuss with the sun is like trying to fight and fuss with the sky. Like what? Trying to fight and fuss with the depths of the ocean. trying to fuss and fight with the mountain. It's like, you'll move when you're ready to move. I love y'all. I do. All right. Pisces, we'll end with you here. All right. We have the Knight of Swords. So this feels like a lot of spirit energy here for you, a lot of activity in the mind. So work-related things are fine. Dating energy is fine. And that's where, again, most of the focus tends to be. But I can see an underlying, similar to Aquarius, actually. Similar, it's not the same though. There is an underlying burden that you have. I don't know that it's unknown to you though. So yeah, this is interesting. I think I think you have some deeper belief work to deal with. And it might specifically just have to do with money. And maybe that's the thing is you have certain beliefs around money that you profess either consciously or unconsciously. But yeah, survival, work, and purpose. And it needs a deeper understanding. Not it so to be clear, it's not that anything up to this point has been wrong. It has not. It's you've gotten to a particular point. You've come to the end of a stage. And similar to, what I've said with other signs previously about thinking about what's next. I think it specifically was Cancer was coming up. That's for you as well. But for you, I'm actually getting the sense that there's either a lack of clarity or a lack of wanting to face and accept something in reality as it relates to that stuff. In general, I don't get that kind of like quote unquote blocks around money with Pisces, but for some reason it's coming up. And I put block in quotes because there's obstacles in the external world for sure. But in addition to that, you also have your own work, but these two things are intimately connected. And maybe actually that's the issue is you might not have found a way to reconcile that. And that's the journey for this month. Okay. All right, y'all. I made it. I got it under an hour. Thank you so much to folks who are joining. Again, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please like the video and comment below. If you'd like to book a session, check out the link below for that as well. But I got to run. Thank you so much for joining me. And please share the video. And God willing, I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, also, make sure you vote if you have special elections coming up in your particular state if you're here in the US. And for my California folks, vote yes on Prop 50.